Michael Carrick insisted that his Manchester United players would not get carried away following a strong start to his stewardship in the Premier League. Carrick steered United to 4 consecutive league victories following Ruben Amorim's departure last month, catapulting the Red Devils up to 4th in the table. However, United needed a 96th-minute equaliser from Benjamin Sesko to snatch a late point away to West Ham last time out, having fallen behind to Thomas Soucek's goal. But ahead of a trip to Everton on Monday, Carrick said that his players had not viewed the draw at London Stadium as a step backwards. "We've got to be a bit balanced in terms of not getting carried away before that West Ham game in terms of winning games, and certainly not getting carried away if we don't come away with the 3 points," Carrick said. "There's an understanding that games are tough to win in this league, and it's been proven, not just for us. A lot of the performance in terms of the control and how we went about the game was there. There were a lot of good things in the game. It probably got open towards the end when we were chasing it a little bit more, but we looked dangerous. And scoring a late goal is a big positive, so I think it's an important point for us. Yeah, of course, we wanted to win the game, but certainly we're not thinking that it was all bad, or it's a big negative." Everton, meanwhile, saw their 5-game unbeaten league run come to an end after they were beaten 2-1 by Bournemouth at home on February 10th. David Moyes' side have failed to win in front of their home supporters since a 3-0 triumph over Nottingham Forest in December, but the Toffees are still 8th in the table. This clash with United kickstarts a run of important games for Everton, who also take on Newcastle United, Arsenal, Chelsea and Brentford in the coming weeks. And Moyes said that if his team want to secure a spot in Europe next season, then they must put in strong performances against the sides around them. "I think the big thing that I wanted us to do at Everton was to make us competitive with the so-called big teams at the top of the league," Moyes said. Manchester United vs Everton preview, kick-off time, how to watch, and team news. Manchester United travel to Everton in the final fixture of Premier League match week 27, with both sides chasing European qualification as the season enters a decisive phase. The contest carries added intrigue with rivals having already played, meaning the stakes will be clear by the time kickoff arrives. Everton host United at the Hill Dickinson Stadium on Monday, February 23, 2026, with kickoff scheduled for 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Michael Carrick's appointment as head coach until the end of the season has sparked a notable upturn in form at Old Trafford. United have collected 4 wins and a draw under his guidance, reviving hopes of a top 4 finish and a return to the Champions League. Everton remain in the mix for a Conference League berth and could close the gap on United with a victory. However, they are searching for their first home league win since December, a run that has stalled momentum in the race for a top 6 position. David Moyes has most of his squad available for the reunion with his former club. Jack Grealish, currently on loan, is sidelined following surgery and is not expected back this season. Jacob Bryan is suspended after his recent dismissal. For United, Mason Mount is set to return to the matchday squad after recovering from a minor knock. Matthijs de Ligt remains unavailable with a back issue, while Patrick Dorgu is sidelined with a hamstring injury and is not expected to return until April. Both teams enter the game well rested after early FA Cup exits earlier this month. Everton's recent home struggles contrast with United's improving momentum under Carrick. These are fixtures United must navigate successfully to maintain control of their Champions League ambitions. Expect the visitors to edge the contest. Former Manchester United captain Ashley Young insisted he had no regrets after cutting his time at Old Trafford short. He spent 8.5 years with the club before sealing a move to Inter Milan in January 2020. The versatile star arrived as a flying winger from Aston Villa in 2011 and was part of the last United squad to win the Premier League 2 years later before subsequently transforming into a fullback. Young also won the FA Cup, League Cup and Europa League during his time at United. His vast experience led him to be named club captain by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in August 2019. However, just a few months later, the ex-England international chose to give up the armband in favour of experiencing Italian football under Antonio Conte at Inter. It proved to be worthwhile for Young, who claimed a Serie A winner's medal in his second season. Reflecting on his decision to move to Italy, Young revealed what convinced him to leave United, despite the offer of a new deal.